what's going on, guys? Clumsy Cat here, and today in this video I'm bringing you guys a tutorial. Now I know that it's been a while since I've uploaded and I haven't been uploading series, etc, etc, but sorry, I've just not really been into uploading recently. I've just kind of been off the groove of YouTube, haven't really been doing much, but I am back now, hopefully for a while. And yeah, like I said earlier, I am going to be doing a tutorial. Now, as you can see up there, this episode we will be covering the basics of Thaumcraft. Now, TC is actually Thaumcraft, TIC, which is like that. That's Tinker's Construct, but TC itself is Thaumcraft. So, what we are going to be covering today, we are going to be covering your basic wands. So like how to make it, what it does, kind of all that stuff. Also the arcane work table, which is basically just the crafting table of Thaumcraft. The Thaumonomicon, yes, say it however you would like. Thaumonomicon, with all the ominoms. We are going to be covering that, how to make it, what it does, what its purpose is. Some of the ores and shards that you can find in the world, and what they do, and what they're used for. And just some other fun stuff. Now, keep in mind, this is just the first episode, so this is only the basics. We're not going into Golemancy or Artifice or Alchemy or anything yet, or the Eldritch tab. Yeah, so this is just going to be like the basic tab, and maybe we'll start on Artifice or something. Now, also keep in mind, I am not 100% the best at Thaumcraft. I do know most of the basics. When it gets to the Eldritch stuff, I'm not a pro at it, but most of the other stuff I can cover quite well. So, without further ado, let us get into this video. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do is be able to make your basic wand, so your iron-capped wooden wand. And this is actually quite simple. You're going to need 2 iron ingots and a stick. Now, with these iron ingots, you're actually just going to throw them in the crafting table, and you're going to want to turn them into iron nuggets. Now, you only need 10 iron nuggets, so if you do have any extra iron nuggets, use those. Otherwise, you're going to need to use 2 ingots to make 18, but you're only going to use 10, so you're going to have 8 left over. Now, in order to make it, or in order to make the wand, you're going to need wand caps. And in order to make a wand cap, put nuggets just in the formation of a helmet, and you'll get some wand cap, or iron caps. And also, just keep in mind that I am using a faithful Thaumcraft thing, so it does look a little bit different than what it will be, but yeah, this is just the faithful pack edit for this. So you're going to want to put a stick in the middle with an iron cap and an iron cap like that, and that's going to give you your basic wooden wand. Now, obviously you're going to do this, although, and as you can see in the corner, you have your little HUD thing when you're holding this up to see what your viz is. Now, viz, I'll get into that in a little bit. Although, for the purposes of this, I'm going to be using just this normal wand that I got out of the NEI menu, which is automatically full of viz. And now you're going to need to make the arcane work table, which is basically the crafting table of this mod. So, it's literally a crafting table, so you need to make a single crafting table, just like we have here. I guess I'll do it over here. Okay, we don't need that. And then when you got it, you just want to right click on it with your wand. Is it arcane? Why are you not working? I don't know why you're not working. You should be working. As soon as you right click on it, it should open up. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna figure out why this isn't working. Alrighty then, I am back, and I realized why I was so stupid. You do not need a crafting table. You need, okay, and now I need to grab some wood. In order to do this, you actually need to make a table, which you also need for the research table. So, in order to do that, you're going to need some slabs, so you're going to need 3 slabs per table, and you're going to need 3 tables. So, just make 12 slabs. If you have any extra, use them. And then you're going to want to put them just like this, and then planks here and planks here, and you're going to get some tables. Now you're just going to quickly pick those up, and bring them over here. We'll put one here and one. There you go. And then after that, you right click on one with your wand, and that will make your arcane table, and it'll just automatically throw your wand up in there. And this is just the crafting table of this mod. And then, in order to make your research table, you need to get something called scribing notes. Or scribing tool, sorry. So it's just a single glass bottle with a feather and an ink sac to make one. You're probably going to want 2 or 3. Also, you're going to want a lot of leftover ink sacs. Just so that way, in case one runs out, you can just fill it back up with an ink sac. No need to make another one. Anyway, so once you got the tables together, it doesn't matter if it's like this or if it's like this or anything. Like, it doesn't matter if they're sideways or not. As soon as you right click on it, it'll just automatically put it into, well, this. And off the bat, you'll see right here, you have 6 aspects. Now what these are, they're called research tools, or they're called they're called aspects, but they're basically research tools. You use them to create, or to finish research in order to unlock new items and new infusions and stuff. And so you start off with a random amount of all of these. As you can see glowing here, that means it's connected to, I believe, a crystal or like the land of it, I guess. So since this is Terra, which means Earth, and we're next to grass, it automatically just does that. And what this does, it just gives, like, it'll give you a boost, so when you run out, it'll just generate some slowly for you. And you can get all this stuff by scanning. We'll get into scanning in a little bit. But, again, you'll get, I believe it's anywhere from 15 to 18 randomly right off the bat. And, yeah. So, once you have that, you're going to want to make your Thaumcraft, which is literally a, don't worry, I got this one right. You're going to want a bookshelf. I guess I'll go in game mode 0. So you're going to want your bookshelf, and you just right click on it with a wand. I don't know why I went to the side. There you go. And that's literally it. You have your first Thaumcraft, which is just your starting research and everything like that. So, as you can see here, they have a couple different tabs. It's because I don't have any extra add-ons for these, or any extra add-ons for the mods or anything. So these should just be the first couple tabs that you'll see. But today we're just going to be covering the basic information tab. Now, they have some information on the pack. If you click on it, it'll just go into it. Escape will exit it. You got plants and trees, you got ores, you got enchantments, you got ores and nodes. We'll get into that. You got the warp, flux, and all things bad, research, the aspects, how to make a Thaumcraft if for whatever reason you forget, and the knowledge fragments, and the recipe, which gives you research notes, or for unknown knowledge. Now, we are going to actually start, sorry about that, we are actually going to start with research expertise. So, you need scribing tools and paper to get this research. So, you need a scribing tool, which I already have, and you need just flat out paper. You know what, I'll just get a stack. Alright, and then once you have that, you can go in here and you can just get the research note, and it'll, as you see, it does a little bit of damage to your scribing tools, but you can just refill with an ink sac and a crafting table. Now, once you have that research, you are going to want to go into your research table, and you're going to want to throw the notes, just shift and throw them in. But, as you can see here, we only have one of the things required unlocked. Now, in order to unlock some more, we are going to need a, we are going to need a thermometer. So that is where we're going to make a little bit of an exception. We need to go to Artifice, well, seeing as we've already unlocked it. But as you can see here, it's in a workbench, just a normal crafting table with 2 gold and 2 shards of any type. Now, I guess this is as good a time as any to walk on over to our shards. So, at any point during your travels in your world, you may run into any of these ores or minerals along the way. Normally, I find that you'll find earth, water, and fire, as well as air the most. You don't really run into order or entropy, but they still have, or you still run into them. So, this is what it looks like placed on the ground. That's what it looks like if, like, just in an item frame. And if you break one, you'll get, like, just a random amount of order shards. I believe it's anywhere from 2 to, like, 5, I think, or 1 to 5. And that goes with any of these. So you'll get an earth shard, order shard, water shard, fire shard, air shard, and entropy shard, as you can see here. And there is one other type of shard, the balance shard, but that's a little bit further down the line. And then, excuse me, sheep. Also, if you see right there, those little baubles, you might have seen them by killing mobs or something. Those are not actually XP. Those are for your wand. So it'll charge up the Viz, or the V, however you pronounce it, in your wand. And also, and you'll run into I don't know why I put them over here, why I didn't put them side by side, but you'll either run into amber or cinnabar ores. Now, if you run into amber, you just mine it and you'll get some amber. Although, if you run into cinnabar and you break it, you'll actually get the ore, like if you mined iron ore, you get the iron ore. However, if you smelt it, you get quicksilver. Now, there is actually more than just cinnabar ore to get quicksilver. You can also get them. You can get them near silverwood saplings, and what happens near silverwood saplings is shimmer leaves will spawn. And if you put a shimmer leaf in your crafting table, like so, you just get a quicksilver. So it's that simple. Now that I've gone through these, I'm going to jump back into creative. I'm going to grab some entropy shards for the thermometer. Come back over here and grab some gold because we need gold for our thermometer. Boom. So you just put them like that, and oops. You actually do need to put them in an arcane work table. I am smart. So, why are you not... Bruh, why you no work? Does it just not work with entropy? It should work with entropy. Okay, why are you not working? Why are you not working? So we'll try air then. Air should work. Why are you not working? That's literally in the book, the crafting recipe for it. This thermometer is one of the most useful and important tools in Thaumaturgist's arsenal, second only to the wand. First allows you to scan objects, makes discovering nodes easier. Okay, why are you not letting me do this? It's literally says in a workbench, and it's not letting me do this. Is it? It should... Why are you... I don't know why it's not working. That actually should be working. No, let me craft one of these. God damn it. Why is this? Okay, let me figure out why this isn't working. That should work 100%, but I don't know why it's not. Alright, I'm back. And I did actually have it correct. I don't know where it went. But you do need 2 gold, and you do need some shards. I'll just use air. Although, what I didn't see in my Thaumanomicon is you actually need a single piece of glass. And, okay then. You do actually need a single piece of glass. So you throw your glass in the middle, throw your air shards here, throw your gold to the side, and boom, there you go. You have your thermometer. And it doesn't actually use any viz from your wand, which is, well, quite nice. And what you can do with this is if you hold right click and you try and scan something, or hold right click, it will attempt to scan something, and that will give you aspects which you can use for your research right over here. Now there is a certain way to scan everything, so this is going to be a rough one. I'll probably do a better tutorial like later, but start off by scanning coal. You get Potentia and Ignis. Then scan a torch for Lux. Okay, just scan the torch. There you go. And then you're going to want to scan a trapdoor. Okay, you're going to want to scan a trapdoor. Study plants. Okay. One sec. I'm going to pull up a guide. I'm going to run through this quickly and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I am back. And as you can see, going in the corner there, it's actually attempting to catch up with what I scanned. I just went ahead and I threw all the stuff out that I needed to scan. And now I have it all. So as you can see here, I have everything unlocked. Also, I had to switch it to easy to scan a zombie. Now, as you guys can see here, we have all the research things that we need to do. Now if we go in here quickly, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we can actually figure out what everything is made of. Yes. So, first of all, Ordo. We need to find, or actually we'll start with the brain. I forget what it's called. We'll start with Cognito. So, we need to go into our Thaumanomicon, go to Aspects of Magic, and we need to find what Cognito is made of. It's made of Ignis and Spiritus. So, we'll use Ignis, and we'll throw it there. And as you can see, our scribing tools took damage, and it actually connected. And then, we need to figure out what Sensus is made of. And keep in mind, this entire thing is alphabetical, so you can figure it out quite easily. So we need air. And then, those two can connect with Spiritus. There's Spiritus, there it is. Wait for it. Just gotta let it connect. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Oh, it wasn't there. Okay. Well, now we need to find something that Ordo connects to. Or actually, let's find something that these two connect to. So an easy way to do it is you can go there. And that's connected. Those two make Lux. So if we connect it with Lux, there we go. Now we need to find something that Ordo connects to. Ordo. Let me find something here that has Ordo in it. Motus. Okay, and then if we grab Motus right here, and then these two connect with air. And there you go. Once you have that connected, immediately you'll get the research thing here. And if you're in game mode 0, like I currently am in, you can actually right click it, it'll consume it, and you'll complete a research thing, and you'll become an expert in research, clearly. Now, you can make two different things branching off of that. You can either make the deconstruction table, or you can get the research mastery. Now, as you notice here, this thing actually has pulsing stuff in it, or around it, I guess. That pulsing stuff means it makes you insane. And as you can see here, it says forbidden knowledge, mostly harmless. And if you go right here to warp, flux, and all things bad, it explains all about it. And this will give you warp. Warp will make you insane, which you do actually need if you want to progress very far in Thaumcraft. If you don't want to, don't do it. But I'd recommend getting this because it is mostly harmless. So go ahead, grab the research note, jump in the crafting table, and go in there. Now we need to find something that connects all of these. And as you can see here, now that I had that, I don't even have to go into my Thaumanomicon. I can just see what everything is made of hovering over it. So we need to find something that makes up Precantatio. So if we go to Precantatio, it's Vacuos and Potentia. Well, we'll use Potentia because we know that Potentia is made up of Ordo and Ignis. Then if we go to Sensus, it's made up of air and Spiritus. So we'll use air. Ordo can connect to Precantatio. No, it can't. What can Ordo make? Can Ordo connect to? Ordo can connect to Instrumentum. And then Cognito, nope. Cognito can connect to Ignis. So we'll go Ignis. And then these two, if we go here, that connects to that. And we find Potentia, that connects those two. Now we're going to try and connect these two. Air and Instrumentum, well, that will make that. And if we go to Ordo and air, make those, that makes Motus. Well, that means that Motus would connect at these two. Now we need to find something that connects Potentia. Whoops. We need to find something that connects Potentia to Motus. And let me see here. So Motus is air. And Ordo, Potentia is Ignis. And what's Potentia made of? And Ordo. So air, actually, Ordo would work just fine. Just throw that right in there, and boom, that makes it. So See, look, when I right-click this, you have gained permanent warp. Now, there's 3 different types of warp. There is temporary warp, there is normal warp, and there's permanent warp. Permanent warp, you can't get rid of, it's with you forever. Normal warp, there is ways, but you do need to progress further in the Thaumanomicon. I believe it's under Thaumaturgy. No, it is not. It is under Alchemy. You need to get one of these two, the Spa or the Soap. There's also Bath Salts, which is right here. And what those do is, if you use them, it just allows you to get rid of your normal warp. And temporary warp, well, it goes away on its own, so you don't have to worry about it. And temporary warp is, I believe, what like the armor stuff gives you. So if we go to Void Armor quickly, I'm not going to make it, but we go to Void Armor, as you can see here, it gives you Warping 2. So that just gives you 2 warp, like instead of like Sharpness 2 on a sword, it'll give you Warp, which just makes you insane. So it's pretty good if you're trying to become insane quickly. Otherwise, I think it's a good armor set if you're into Thaumcraft, but you don't need to get it if you don't want. Anyways, basic information, research duplication. Literally, if you get that and say I got the research for deconstruction table, it'll give me, and I completed the research, it'll give me 2 instead of 1, which is pretty sweet. So we are now doing deconstruction table. So we need Preditio, Cognito, and Fabrico. Fabrico is breaking into Instrumentum, and Instrumentum is broken into Humanus and Ordo. Now, Preditio is a primal aspect, which means it can't be broken down into anything. So, we need to find something that has... Okay, so Mortus has Victus and Preditio. Victus, if we go over here, has Aqua and Terra in it. So we could go there and I would make that. Excuse me, sir. Oh, sorry, no, we need to go to Victus first before we do that. There we go. And now Cognito is Ignis and Spiritus is made of that. Whatever that's called. So what we can do is, if we throw that down, that automatically connects those. And now we just need this one right here. Whatever this is called, the hammer thing. I can't remember what it's called. I can never remember what it's called. Fabrico, which is Humanus and Instrumentum. Well, if we go Instrumentum, right there, that connects to that. And then that is Humanus and Ordo. So, if we go to Humanus, that's made by Bestia, and the smart thing, the Cognito. So, Humanus, we can connect there. I know this isn't a very good way of doing this, but it's just a simple way of doing it. And then you need to find a way that connects these two, which I should know, but I don't. So, that connects to that. So, we need Bestia. Bestia should connect to that as well. And we just need to figure out a way to connect Bestia with Instrumentum. Bestia is Victus and Motus, and that is that. So if we do Ordo, that's almost there. Now we need to figure out a way to connect one of, god dang it, what was that? What did I have there? Well, it doesn't really matter because these are connected anyways. So, we need to figure out something that all of these have in common. Ignis? No. Oh, and I got that back. Air? No. Aqua? No. What do they have in common? So, Humanus is Bestia and Cognito. Bestia is that and that. So, if we go Victus and throw that there, that's not... Okay, this is seriously being way more confusing than it actually should be. God dang it, what is it? It is... Mechana? No. I'm being so stupid. What connects these? God dang. Corpus? I don't even know. What connects these? So this breaks down into air. do one of these two, or does this break down into air? Air, why is that not? Okay, well, we're gonna go air here. And then we need to go to Motus here. And then we need to figure out something. If we do that and that doesn't make anything. I'm gonna get a research thing up 1 second. I'm being too stupid right now. Alright then guys, I am back. I actually had to Google this because I was having a very large brain fart. But if you have it go into Permutatio, which goes into Ordo, which goes into Instrumentum, both of them go into Humanus, and Humanus connects to both Cognito and Fabrico. So you will get your deconstruction table research right here. So if you right click it, again it will consume it, and you'll be good. Now, the deconstruction table actually does have a crafting recipe. So you need 1 thermometer, 1 table, 1 golden pickaxe, and 1 golden axe. And then you need your wand with at least 20 Perditio. And your iron capped wand has a capacity of 25. Now, Viz, or V, which is what you need to actually create stuff like the deconstruction table. You can get it, or it's basically just like the essence that allows you to craft it, and you can get it multiple different ways. You can get it from sucking nodes, so if I spawn a node in very quickly, boom, you can't see it very well, but if you hold this up, you can see it, and if you scan it, you'll get some research points. You don't know what they are. And then, if you right click with your wand, you can actually suck the Viz out of it. I'm gonna break it, and that's what happens when you break it. You'll get ethereal essence, which can be quite hard to come by. Let me just make it dawn. Now, again, once you have that, your wand should be full. If finding nodes is too hard, then you can go ahead and kill monsters or mobs, and depending on the mob, it'll give you some Viz. And once you collect enough Viz, well, you're good. Anyways, that's that. We're gonna go into advanced node tapping. Actually, yeah, we'll go to advanced node tapping. So we'll get the research note, and we'll start researching it. I'm gonna go and, I'm gonna get the research, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. This is just a basic research for it. You can do more if you want, but that will give you the advanced node tapping. And, oops, I should be in game mode 0. And once you do that, you have access to master node tapping or node preserver. Now, what advanced node tapping does is it basically speeds up the rate at which you will draw V from nodes. So it's pretty good. Because sometimes drawing essence or V from nodes can take a while. Now you can either get master node tapping or you can get node preserver. I would recommend getting node preserver before you get master node tapping, just because speed isn't all that much. But node preserver, when you are sucking V from a node with a wand, very specifically an iron capped wand, it has a chance to completely destroy the V from one of those nodes. And once it's taken all the V of one type, so say it takes all the Perditio from that, say it takes all the Perditio from a node, well, that means that Perditio will have a chance to never spawn back and never regenerate, because nodes do regenerate their V over time. However, and that's specifically with the iron capped wand. You can get different wands that'll prevent that. But if you get node preserver, that is what allows it to be prevented. However, even with the iron capped wand, it will still, or it still does have a chance to destroy the V when you drain it, which is why you need to get a different type of wand, which we should be covering in the next video, because the next video will be Thaumaturgy. So, node preserver, I'd recommend getting it, but that's really it for this page, or for this page at least. You can also get master node tapping while you're waiting. Research duplication if you're playing with friend, otherwise it's not really required. So I'm gonna get the node preserver research, and I will be back. Alrighty then, I'm back, and as you can see here, that's just another part of basic research if you want for this. But go ahead, get out of game mode for this quickly. Go ahead and use that discovery research, and then it'll just automatically unlock Node in a Jar, which you don't really need to get into until you're actually ready to start moving some nodes, which shouldn't be for a while, although go ahead, just click on it, get the research, throw it in your research table, and then just search up for some research for it. I'm not going to be going into it for this video, but yeah, basically it just allows you to capture a node and then move it somewhere else and then unbox the node, I guess, and then you can basically, if you find a node in, like a really good node in the wild, and you want to put it in your base, though you don't have to keep going back to it every time you want to restore your V, you just put it in a bottle and then bring it back to your base and then take it out of the bottle and you will be fine. Yeah, though, that will wrap it up for this video. That's pretty much the bare bones of this mod. If you like, you guys can feel free to move on ahead to any of these: Golemancy, Artifice, Alchemy, Thaumaturgy. But I will be covering these. Again, just keep in mind, I'll not be going very in-depth, although I will be going over the wand foci, the different types of wands, the cores, and the caps and stuff. And, yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to slap that like button down below, as well as comment and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!
I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I'm cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and